WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have another single cask edition from Signatory Vintage. It's part of the Cask Strength collection from Blair Athol, 2008. This is a 12-year-old cherry cask finished. This was distilled on the 24th of April 2008 and bottled on the 15th of February 2021. Now, if you take a look at this is a fairly dark bottle again. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And so what they did here at Signatory Vintage is basically they took different refill hogsheads and they all put them into a fresh sherry butt named Cask number 5, and they let it be finished for 23 months. So this is 119 euros, at least originally it was. This is Whiskybase number 179629, and we have 694 bottles. Now I'm going to show you something else here in a second. I have a second bottling from Signatory Vintage. That is this one. This is the Pulteney. And this is also 12 years old, very identical dates, 695 bottles. So 695, 694. This was actually exactly the same thing, refill, this time bourbon barrels, all put together into one fresh sherry butt for 31 months. So, and then I have the bottle which I've already done, and it is this one, and that was cask number 5, 4, and this is cask number 3. And this was the amazing part, only in a cask for 6 months. Now it is 20-year-old Benriach, but still they took different sherry refill butts and then put it in a fresh fill butt for 6 months, and you get a color like this. You put it into a fresh fill sherry butt for 23 months, and you get a color like that. I don't actually understand that. There must be, or there could be, or there might possibly be different sherries being used. It's just a sherry. It's not a Oloroso, it's not a Pedro Jimenez, it's not a Palo Catado, or a Manzanilla, or Amontillado, or Fino. And very interesting is this is also 694 bottles, no, 706 bottles actually, and this was only in the cask for 6 months. So 706, 694, 695 bottles. So you do lose a few bottles through the angel share, even in a sherry cask like that. All right, so let's nose this. I get some very nice cherry with a C-H-E-R-R-Y, not a S-H, cherry. I get a sour cherry and I get a sweet cherry. So I'm going to compare it to something else. I'm blessed at the moment for different cask strength independent bottlings I have here. And this is a Blair Athol. This is from a independent bottler here in Germany called Liquid Treasures. And this is a Blair Athol that was bottled in 2020. It was distilled 2010, 55.7, 54.4, and this was actually finished in a wine cask. Unfortunately, it doesn't say which type of wine cask, but just a wine cask. All right, so now I do know that this, even though it's 54.4%, is a little too hot for my taste buds. So I'm going to add a tiny little bit of water to this and dilute it down a bit so that I can enjoy it. To take it down to 50%, both of these, so they're basically where I love my whiskey. Around 50%, maybe 48, maybe 52, depends on it. So my question of the day is, what whiskeys do you know that taste like cinnamon and like licorice? Because that's what I get. Behind this cherry moment, the sweet, sour type of cherry, I get a type of red, what is it called? Big red. I get a little bit of big red, and I get a little bit of, like, we call it Turkish pepper. It's very, very hot licorice type of Armagnac, I think what is called Armagnac. And it's very, 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 almost, it's way too much for my taste buds, for my palate. Way goes over what I like. And that's what I'm getting on this. It's like a burnt cinnamon bun. Now, I do like a cinnamon bun, but I do not like burnt cinnamon buns. And that's what I'm getting here a little bit. So I have the feeling that they recharred that sherry butt before they actually put the sherry back into it. that fresh sherry butt, or they actually charred that sherry butt, and they left that whiskey in there for 23 months. So, cheers. Mm-hmm. Now, it might be that this is a German exclusive. I looked online, Whiskybase, and we had like 20 some shops, all of them in Germany, that had this bottle. Outside of Germany, zero. Nothing in Netherlands, nothing in Poland, nothing in the UK, nothing in any place else in the world. Every single shop that had this was a German shop. Though this might just actually be a German exclusive. And I get, this is very, very oily. I like the mouthfeel. And it's so oily that it's actually big red cinnamon oily. Not a big fan. And then on top of that, I get some of that black licorice moments on top. Now, I know some people in Germany that love exactly that profile. I don't. And I'm sure I'm going to send out my samples in the next couple of days. And I hope that the people who get this can actually confirm exactly what I'm tasting here. And this bottle will be gone within weeks. Even though I am not a fan of it, I know exactly if I describe a hot cinnamon burnt bun with licorice on top and oily mouthfeel from a Blair Athol dark first fresh sherry butt here. People are going to go, oh, I want. And this is a very, wow, cinnamon. And therefore my question of the day is, what bottles have you had where it's been very strong with the cinnamon, or it's been strong in the licorice type of moment? Now in America, what I grew up with, we had red and black licorice, and those are just like, compared to some of that Turkish licorice I've had on those Turkish cough drops and the Fisherman Friends that are very, very strong, that was nothing. That was children's toys. The people in Denmark with their licorice drops, they burn a hole in your tongue. They really, really do mean it in a 100% very, very serious manner. And that's just way too strong for me. I'm not a licorice fan. The red licorice maybe, but other than that, I get very, very sick of it very, very quickly. And also my cinnamon in my whiskey. I am not a, what is that cinnamon liqueur called? Oh, my son gave it to me once. That was also not really my cup of tea. I can't remember. Buffalo Trace product, or Sazerac. Um, Sazerac. Whatever. It's just not my stuff, and that's the way it is. All right, going over here to my other independent bottler. This is how, in my opinion, Blair Athol could taste from a wine cask. Mmm. Mmm. Oh, wow. I'm getting the hogshead. I'm not sure if it was a hogshead, but it really does feel like it's a barrel. You get the wood. It's not tired yet. It's there, but it's not tired. Um, I get a little bit of a red wine moment, I think. It could be something else. But a little bit of berry moment in there. Very, very nice. Very, very good. I like. So this is getting a C minus in my book because I don't like the flavor profile. I'm sure there's going to be one or two other YouTubers out there giving this B's if they ever get their hands on it and try it, because they're going to go, oh, this stuff is fabulous. And value for money, since I didn't like it, it's 120 euros. It's on sale now at some of the places because it's basically just standing on the shelves taking up space. I'm going to give it a D plus. Now other people are going to go, this is a perfect whiskey, it's a B whiskey, it's a C value for money, and so on. Not with my taste buds, it's not. All right, very, very good. Once again, last but not least, what whiskeys do you know that have a very, very strong cinnamon, big red type of moment, and or what whiskeys have a very strong licorice type of moment? All the best. Thank you very much. Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. This is cask number 5. I will be doing cask number 4, and I've already done cask number 3 here of this Signatory vintage cask strength collection. All the best. See you soon. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye-bye.